Oh man, my eyes.
Dude,
You know this one's getting blurrier and blurrier.
you probably wear glasses.
That's money.
Not a
And
superstar.
if I want to afford fucking tall display, I'm not gonna buy fucking glasses. Fuck that.
You know the funny thing? We
Fuck that.
we have an optical. We have an optical center at Superstore now. Thank you.
Testing.
When I'm actually when I do my video podcast, which I just want to remind you you have yet to watch.
Oh, they're great.
There's a lot of deleted pregnant pauses through in our podcast, but that's the effort I use. I have randomized questions. Some submitted from
You wrote
people.
these yourself, didn't you?
No, some of them are submitted. Did
Some,
you?
some of them are submitted.
Well, I did.
Half of them are from your mom, half of them you wrote. One of them is from, I don't know, James.
All right. Well, yeah, James did.
I knew it! Alright, give me that.
You want the other hat?
No fucking wait. These are all by you. Have you considered another system like Fate Core or Savage Worlds? Nope. Next one.
It's Fate Core, not Fake Core.
Whatever.
Have you heard of Fate Core?
Fate Core?
Yeah.
That's not bad. What's this? It's an older system, isn't it?
Yes. Savage Worlds. I hear people talking about Savage Worlds.
Um,
I don't know Savage Worlds.
Was Fate Core by the Jovian Chronicle guys? What's their name?
No, I don't think that was those guys.
What the hell is their name?
Evil Hat Productions. No.
Who did fucking Jovian Chronicles?
DreamPod 9,
Dreampod 9. Thank you.
which is out of Toronto. As for Savage Worlds, I
It was
thought,
like maybe still be doing fucking third edition because fuck everything else.
Pinnacle Entertainment Group does Savage Worlds.
There is a chance I may be playing in a fucking second ed game relatively soonish.
Really?
By Al's gonna run it.
I've noticed second edition is still popular with a lot of in a lot of
That
circles.
is unfortunate. Did you
Why?
play second ed?
Yeah, well, like 15 years ago.
It's been about 10 for me, but it was fucking goddamn.
Then why are you playing it?
That's why not. I found my skills and powers and combat and tactics was incredible. There was charts for charts.
It was not a good system.
It was, well, it's all we had back then. I mean, you do that or fucking, what, Rollmaster? Was
So-
Rollmaster around?
The question is then, the answer to the actual question, the reason why we don't is that no one plays them.
Well,
Not enough people play them to
like
justify
that,
it.
but why, I mean,
Like,
even if a few people did, there's still no reason to do a random esoteric one over a fucking,
established system.
yeah.
You're going to make up a question. You're going to read it, and you're just going to make up a question, aren't you?
I don't even know what this means.
What does it mean?
Linear or open world, which do you prefer?
Oh. When
You wrote this one, didn't you?
That's what I wrote.
Is this like Final Fantasy style or what?
No, I think it's actually referring to the fact that when you make a role playing game, do you prefer complete freedom or do you prefer
Complete freedom.
You complete freedom to do anything you want, anywhere
Yeah.
you want. Do you think the GM should construct any plot line, or should you?
Yeah, but a good GM can
Well, no, yeah,
convince
but
players to do something.
here's the thing: is that people say how much they want an open world environment, but I always think the fact that a purely open world environment is really hard to tell a good story because it ends up being random. Like I played in open world games back in the '90s, and it was fucking nonsensical. There was nothing ever got established.
Every crazy,
nothing got
amazing,
accomplished.
just stupid fucking nut story I've ever told you is from open world.
Yeah, but
All Nan's games, those are all open world.
yeah, but that's the point. They're all
They're fucking awesome.
but they're insane. Like
They're awesome.
so so you don't think there's a value of having a more constructed storyline?
I don't know. It seems that's for novels and fucking movies.
So you prefer also open world computer video games then, rather than linear video games? I prefer linear video games as long as
Well, I mean, the games I play don't really have either.
no, you play mostly MOBA, massively online battle arenas. That's the name of the genre. I'm
It's
not
called
making.
Dota. It's called fucking Dota.
That's
The
the
rest are
name.
all just fucking ripoffs.
I'm not
I
lying.
don't care. I don't care. No, it's. I mean, there's well, Dota, but I mean, uh,
League of Legends.
Civ, not fucking League of Legends, no, like Civilization, StarCraft competitive. I mean, there's no story there. It's just
Yeah, those aren't what we're referring to. When you think about role-playing games for computer games, there are two types of role-playing games: linear and non-linear. Open worlds are ones like Skyrim, which I know you play. Actually, I don't know if you played Skyrim. I know you play a lot of Oblivion and other
Didn't play as much Oblivion, but I played the fucking
Morrowind. Yeah, which is all the same.
That was
Isn't it?
frustrating.
Are the Morrowind? Are the Elder
I
Scrolls?
didn't know Morrowind had a story.
Are all the Elder Scrolls in the same setting?
Yeah.
Or they're just or like
Yeah,
Final Fantasy?
Daggerfall, Morrowind, Oblivion.
Yeah, so they're not like Final Fantasy when
No.
they reinvent themselves every single.
At least not as far as I know. No, I'm pretty sure they're all from the same.
Yeah, because I'm actually me and
I don't know what
Bethesda.
the first one. Was that called the first one? I don't think it was. I think it was a couple before Daggerfall.
Wasn't Elder Scrolls Morrowind like number 2 or number 3? It wasn't the
Morrowind?
first.
Fuck no, that's like 4.
Yeah, exactly.
Five?
4 or 5, exactly. So there was like 3 Elder Scrolls before that. I never even
Maybe
heard of
even
that.
6. I don't know. There's just
No, I think it was
it's like
4.
fucking Land Before Time. There's a million of them.
Yeah, but do you remember any of the ones that came before Morrowind? 'Cause I don't.
Daggerfall, that's the one I can put.
Yeah, 'cause I can't think of any of them. But the thing is, I don't get along with Bethesda. I actually don't care for
I
any
love
of them.
Bethesda.
Yeah, even I didn't even care for Fallout.
Just run around grabbing shit, smashing things, and
Yeah.
locking people in houses and shit.
Please, like, but I felt no, other than the addiction to just simply subsist and kill things, there's no personal motivation to actually run through the game because there was no story.
Yeah, there was. You had to find it.
Yeah, but Fallout's story, when it finally revealed itself, was just so boring. I mean, I just played Infamous, oddly enough. It was a 6-year-old game. I just played Infamous. That was an open world with a lot of story.
Is that the steampunk one?
No, that's a superhero one.
What am I thinking of?
I have no idea what you think.
Like a steampunk guy's got laser beam hands, and that might not be right.
I think you're making that up.
Uh,
I think you're making that up.
what the hell was that?
Steampunk guy with lasers.
No, it's Bethesda. Maybe it wasn't a Bethesda game. Well, I'm pretty sure it's Bethesda. It came out fairly recently. The commercials had like a dude with like a skull mask thing. Are you going deeper into your neurospastic world? That's not an Amethyst question.
Well, I didn't say it was going to be.
That's not an Amethyst question.
I didn't say it was just.
Did you write this one too?
I did not.
Who did?
Not me. What does it? What does it matter?
It was fucking Biff Chuckton. Oh, you feel that one.
Well, yeah, obviously. Well, no, I mean, you wrote some parts of it.
Or monsters.
You wrote the monsters. Well, some of the monsters. Although most of your monsters actually fell into Ultra Modern. I think that when those games got split up. Yeah. Although, no, that's not true. Because you made Naomi Mudabi and...
All the name guys, yeah.
Yeah, like this guy with the scalpel. There is a submit dealing with the countries. Well, that one person complained about Naomi's power.
Mind you, I mean, it doesn't even fucking matter. They're name characters anyways. They shouldn't be really... I always am under the impression that if they're important to the setting, then they shouldn't be just fucking seal clubbable in the first place.
Yeah. Like Naomi, you actually look at her stats. If you get her into melee combat, she's dead. I mean, she's got no combat abilities whatsoever. But she's not supposed to be alone. She's supposed to be flanked with 10 or 15 of her guys. And when she's got 10 or 15 of her guys, she's in a very large encounter, which means she is supposed to be powerful. I would like to, but currently there are no plans. I have an Amethyst book to write, and then I have other projects past that. I have a DLC coming out, which deals with. I call it DLC because it's not. It's a term I pull from video games. It's a smaller.
Is that where it comes from? What elements of classic D&D architecture do you love and hate? Hate and love. It's just so stupid.
It is not a good system.
It totally is. It totally is a good system. Because it gives you everything you could possibly want, and... Like, well... Did it say original? Is that what it said? What does that even mean? Like, which...
I guess any D&D. Like,
any D&D?
Well, the thing is, D&D has moved through so many generations, but certain things have not changed. The way the stat lines work...
D&D fucking third ed sure as shit changed.
Well, the fact that your attribute is in a scale from 3 to 18 base, right? It's a very odd, obscure scale.
No, that's just 3 dice.
Yeah, except the fact that you roll to attack with a 1 die 20. Right? But then the 3 to 18, however, is not even a number that you can actually use. It's actually only a relative to another number you use. You always went back to Mechton, where your die roll.
That fucking stupid system.
I love that system because it was a die 10 roll.
It's so viciously fucking broken.
Why? I don't think it was. A 1 to 10 skill.
There
A 1
was
to
just
10. Die roll.
Fucking huge amounts of shit that was just utterly worthless, and
You're referring
like 8
specific.
things that were just incredible and broken.
Are you referring to Mechton, the Mecha construction
Yeah.
system specifically? Oh yeah, there were some mods that were just like you use this because it was the most powerful. Like
I love fucking like
you would never transform your plane, your mecha, because it cost obscenely too much to make.
was it Bard in second ed or Rogue? I know Rogue was almost fucking useless because, well, I mean in combat you were fucking useless because you could backstab some people like a multiplier, but you had to be basically invisible to fucking do it. And there's no only real way to do that without the GM just kind of faking shit for you.
I never liked the way wizards were.
Bards were just wizards for no goddamn reason.
Yeah, bards were horrible. I never could understand why there were so many different spellcaster classes, and they were all
Only three.
Hmm?
Four, I guess. True.
druid, bard, sorcerer,
Sorcerer wasn't
cleric.
there?
Well, it popped up later.
Yeah, it wasn't the core book though.
Yeah, well, it is in
Yeah.
fourth edition.
Fighter, cleric, druid, bard, rogue, wizard.
Yeah.
6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was annoying me that all the spellcasters had exactly the same base system.
I like that.
I don't. I write for the system. Do you have a favorite edition, by the way? Don't say AD&D. Considering
Like an edition of D&D
yeah,
specifically.
basic. I don't mean the new basic. I mean the old traditional red box from the
Those are the worst.
right.
It's easily
Basic
the worst one.
basic D&D, which had the red box, the blue box, the green box, the black box. Right. You had
I would
AD&D,
say,
second edition AD&D, third edition, fourth edition.
out of sheer stupid nostalgia's sake, I loved second ed. It was such a dumb fucking system, but I loved that system. I played that so much, and it was just so like Simon when like it took like an 8-point lightning bolt, rolling the crit charts for like he failed his fucking save critically. Takes 8 points of damage to his heart and just dies. It's just such a good, stupid, retarded system.
See, I have to admit, I actually really like fourth. I like fourth.
The more I went through fourth, the more
I wrote fourth, the more I enjoyed it because the more I can do with it.
I just wish it was 3.5. I wish you could take.
But you didn't like Essentials, which was them going back.
It was a shitty way of doing it.
See,
I wish you could take the good things from fourth ed and the good things from 3.5 and mash them together,
Yeah.
which is, I guess, what they tried to do with Essentials, but
Yeah.
it just didn't work.
You see, I read through that book a lot. I actually really liked what they did with Essentials. Making Essential classes was easier than making fourth edition classes because they weren't nearly as long. I thought
I love character creation. That's one of my fucking favorite parts of it.
Yeah,
These
but
stupid games.
still, the fourth edition character class. I mean, having 20 pages dedicated to a class is, I think, it's a bit much.
Well, that's the power system. I think the power system was kind of shitty in the first place.
Well, I think the problem was that so many powers basically did the same thing.
Well, it's because they had to. You had to have filler for so much shit because you couldn't do anything else. There's nothing else. It was too restrictive of a game. And that's kind of where 3.5 took over. Is that if you had a GM that would allow certain things, you could do fucking jump attacks or other stupid shit like that. Like you could do
That was
a
my
flying high kick
that
off a
was my
chandelier
problem.
into a fucking room or
That
something.
was my
but
problem with you in gaming, though. You felt that rules were made to be broken.
yeah,
Like every rule was malleable, and if you had
Yeah.
a neat idea, it didn't matter if you couldn't do it according to your stat line. If you had a
no,
good
no,
idea,
it's not according to stat line. It's
Yeah.
if you can't do it rules wise. It like fourth edition has no rule for
for a trip attack, for example.
fucking trip attack or grabbing some dude as a wizard, or you can be the fucking most jacked up fucking wizard in the world, but you can't grab anybody. Like you have to magic missile their ass to death.
All right.
You can't even slap somebody. Like it's it didn't make any sense that you wouldn't be able to do shit like that.
Yeah, that's where.
And that's a flaw with both the system and a GM if they don't allow you to.
Well, see,
Actually, it's not even a flaw with the system because the system can't give you every fucking opportunity.
true.
It can't.
But
possibly
that was the
write
difference
all shit.
between you and Brown because Brown felt the letter of the rule. If you couldn't,
Fuck Brown.
if the letter of
Fuck
the
Brown.
if the
Fuck
letter
Brown.
if the rule was law,
I hope you watch this, Brown. Fuck Brown.
I don't. I reward someone who's clever with their rules, but I don't feel that someone should be able to do something that they clearly should not have been able to do. That's where the difference between that came with the old problem with the old group. And that's what got Brown frustrated, because he felt that you guys were getting away with being able to do a lot of things that you had no capacity of doing.
You're right. Rewarding people for imagination is probably the worst possible thing a GM can do.
Well, no, I don't think that's it for imagination, but you're not going to tell me that what Brian was doing with the Bear Ranger and all of that was just every single loophole he could find to get his strength to like 46.
I don't think it was that high. 11-year game. Looking back at an 11-year game, what would you change? We played for 11 years.
Yeah, we played for 11 years. Okay, you're the only person that was in every iteration of the game.
No, Brown was too.
Well, yeah, but for a length of time. If we add up, you've been part of the game the longest. There was nobody that ran the game from beginning to end. So no, going back to the moment, are there things about that 11-year process that you look back and go, wish we didn't do that?
Yeah, we brought them up at the time, though.
Like what?
Basically, every time the group just exploded.
Well, the group only fragmented once at the end of the second season of the first game. I got angry. It wasn't even you. I got angry at Brown.
He wasn't wrong.
Which is weird because you were oh great. So you were defending me at the time, and now you agree with him.
I wasn't defending you at the time.
Yeah, you were.
It was with the fucking Deus Ex Machina thing, wasn't it?
It was the fact that the plan you guys had didn't work.
No, it was that the plan that we had never could have worked. No plan we came up with could have worked. That was the
No,
plan.
no, the plan, there was a plan that could work. You just didn't think of the one.
But that's not what a GM's are for. You don't just come up with a single thing that
No, true.
work.
But the point was the fact that
This is actually, you know what? I do have something. Two things.
Right.
One, orcs in the tunnel, and two, the train.
The terrain.
The train. The indestructible nano train.
Okay, first of all.
The dumbest 4 hours of my fucking life.
Okay, I'm going to defend the train sequence.
It's the dumbest. No.
No, I am going to defend it because
so
I think it was a valid action scene.
It was so dumb.
You guys, that's the problem. And then Brown has this problem, and you have this problem. When you think there's no solution, or there's no in-game solution to something, you assume no solution exists, and therefore you discount the logic that there could be. Right?
It was an indestructible nano train.
It was a powerful train that has run uninterrupted for about 500 years.
You're right, surrounded by bandits that constantly try to get inside.
People have been trying to get inside it for 500 years and have always failed. Right? Now, the fact that you're the heroes, and therefore you have to find some reason to get on board. This is the problem with Brown. Brown is the same thing. Well, we can't do anything special, even though we're the players, so let's just give up. He did that in the Alien game. You have to break into a corporation. We can't break into a corporation. We're just Marines. Let's just give up.
It's a nano... We saw it get hit by a missile.
Yeah. So you knew brute force wasn't going to be the solution.
You're right. So the obvious explanation was just use a screwdriver and pry open one of the grates, because nobody tried that in the last 1,000 years.
No, what happened was you melted it with your plasma.
How could we have possibly thought of using a screwdriver?
It was a plasma pistol.
Did you use a plasma?
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
No, I didn't even have one at that point. I was out of charges.
No, but
I used literally it was like a screwdriver or a sword or something.
Yeah, but everyone was using.
Like, yeah, here we go, just fucking using my screwdriver.
You were using.
These don't exist in the future.
You were using. You went in there, and because you were a tech level 5 person, you knew something about prototech that no one else did. That was your edge. You assumed nobody else. Like somebody would have tried this by now.
Yeah. Right, that totally makes the entire thing make. That the whole thing, the indestructible train.
Oh
it
god!
Was 4 hours.
As a GM, I was so. It's happened about 3 times in my game. It happened in Pathfinder, which is not Fantasy Pathfinder. It happened in Amethyst twice, where I created a scenario and the players go, "Can't be done!" And they throw up their arms and they just give up. And I'm like, well, obviously there has to be a solution. And the problem I have with players then. Well, let's just go blindly because obviously the GM will guide us through. Like,
that's exactly what it runs into. Yeah,
no, I don't.
That's exactly. There is no solution except for a Deus Ex Machina.
No, see, there was no
Deus Ex. That's the only solution.
No, it wasn't because Deus Ex Machina wasn't the solution to the train.
Yeah, yes it is.
No, because you're using Deus Ex Machina wrong. I know the term Deus Ex Machina. You always use it wrong.
No, it's literally the game master giving us something in our lap that solves all the problems, which is exactly what that train was.
No, exactly.
It was using a screwdriver to pry open a grate.
Yeah, but you had...
On our indestructible nano train.
You had...
You were hit by a missile and surrounded by bandits for 10,000 years.
A Deus Ex Machina would be quite literally a lightning bolt coming from the sky.
That's what this was!
No, it wasn't. It wasn't that at all. Now, the tunnel was bad writing. I had a bad day.
Fucking
I had
tunnel.
an idea. I thought it would be funny, humorous, and interesting to have orcs tunneling 100 miles underneath this facility over 400 years. Not thinking that the logistics of that would prove implausible, that they would have to be eating each other. Of course,
Yeah.
back then, if logic, using 3rd edition mechanics, I could have simply had a monk, or sorry, druid, make food for them every single day. But then, wouldn't he just cast a spell to dig the tunnel sooner than that? Right? There are tons of things.
Do you have any idea what it takes to dig a tunnel? How many miles was that?
It was
Probably 100 miles.
It was 100 miles.
Just the sheer scale of that. Like, that's something. They're fucking orcs.
And then the coincidence that they managed to break through the same time you get there.
That was so dumb. Because there's things in the game that, I mean, you have like the flaming ape monsters, was it apes?
There was a gorilla.
Yeah, the gorilla.
No, the gorilla with the 4 apes. The flaming ape, the flaming.
No, the gorilla was the fucking 4-armed rape ape, right?
The one you summoned and then unfortunately inadvertently killed 2 seconds later. That's what happens when you create a gorilla on a train track behind a train.
I love that ape.
Yeah, for about 2 seconds until it got pulverized.
Sexual sex ape.
Now, can we say something good about the game?
It's the only game I've ever been in that actually went somewhere, really.
Yeah, but
It's because there's
a good moment though. Can you think of a good moment in the game? I know that there was one time. I remember this because I remember my praise because I get so little of it from you. It's true. Every single game session.
You know how needy you sound on the internet right now?
I know.
You know
I am a sponge for good reviews. I love them. I was rereading all my good reviews.
You know nothing creates bad reviews like spite.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, it was the last month of the first game, and your Quan warrior was facing up again. He went back to his home country.
Oh yeah,
of Kuriku. And
that was actually a decent session.
This was after the humorous episode where you had to talk to the weapon master.
Man, that was like fucking 3 16-hour shifts in a row, and then that. Which...
So you went back to your home nation of Kuriku to the.
Oh. Okay.
Negative.
Okay.
Here comes the negative again.
My favorite part about Amethyst is how initially there was a couple of races.
Oh.
There was dwarf, elf. What was it? It was dwarf, elf. Halfling wasn't in it, was it?
Yeah.
Dwarf, elf, gnome. Oh, halfling was in it because Glenn played one. So dwarf, elf, gnome, halfling, orc, human, and Asian. Japanese were not even Asian. Japanese specifically. The Japanese nation was no longer human. Their racial benefits included jumping and climbing.
Now, in defense,
they were smarter but weaker.
The Japanese people.
I believe they took an intelligence hit too.
The Japanese people, everywhere else, were still Japanese. I'm talking about magically imbued people that.
No, you're not. You're talking about a race. You're talking about Japanese people that learned how to climb a little bit.
Now, in defense,
it's like saying it.
There is another offshoot racial type which are in Canada as well, right? Which you encountered in the third Amethyst game. But Kuriku was supposed to be
getting more and more racist.
So now it would be a life path. But back then,
being Asian,
living in Kuriku, because life paths are regional. Yeah, you arrogant dick. So yes, they had an
you could be a dwarf, or you could be Japanese.
Okay. Now,
sorry, go ahead.
The thing is, you said this was the best, when in fact it was the worst. Like you used that as a way to criticize me again. Anyway, you would fought your primary villain on this bridge, killed him, got the girl, and then you and the army of Quan warriors all left to join the big battle.
Like with fucking Nan's game back in...
You're going to think of only bad things. I know that, though.
No, there's good things. There's the bolus.
See, that's stupid. That's too like once again the best parts are when you and
Oh,
Brian
that was the best.
do something stupid.
Mech creation. When I was creating the axe mech.
That just got posted on the quote page. That
Really?
whole conversation, page and a half.
Yeah,
Stupid.
you probably screwed it up, though.
Stupid once again.
That wasn't stupid. That was amazing.
Well, once again, it's you're more happy about doing things that are just insane, like you grabbing onto somebody else via a rope and then using.
It wasn't rope. It was because the Quan cloak used to be like a.
Yeah, you could grapple.
Slippery
You
thing.
could grapple with the Quan
Slippery.
cloak, and so you would grab him. You know what's really
No, it's he picked because he had strength like a million, so he picks me up and throws me.
right.
I grab him with the cloak,
Right.
and we fly through the air with the greatest of ease, like this human bolus, and we slam into the demons.
Which is really interesting. You know why? Because they did the exact same thing in Kung Fu Panda 2.
See, rip me off.
They did.
See,
They
this
do
is like 10 years ago.
They
Rip
did the
me off.
exact same thing in Kung Fu Panda 2.
Fucking dicks.
Have you seen Kung Fu Panda 2?
I think I have.
You really should. It's way better than the first one. It's actually a really good
I like
movie.
the first
But
one.
there's a point when they actually throw each other up a building.
See, you said it was stupid, idiot.
It is stupid.
Idiot.
That's why it was in Kung Fu Panda 2. I don't want any more criticisms from you. So we're going to go on to another question.